Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the FPL Affairs podcast, the podcast that strips back and lays bare our season-long love affair with FPL. In the first of our Gameweek 10 Unwrapped videos, we review 4 of our teams. Is Dove continuing to home in on the top 100k? Is Bossman Lion's Gameweek 8 wildcard continuing to pay off? Is Weasel still in love with Bowen? And did I manage to actually make a decision on who to transfer in? Before we get started, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel for all of our content, and ring that bell to be notified each time we release something new. Anyway, enough of my small talk. Let's get cracking.
And there's Mo Salah. There goes Haaland. He's on his way again. He's hungry. He scored. Ice cold precision from Palmer. Oh, Saka! That is a diamond of a goal.
Good evening, everybody, to our Game Week 10 Teams Unwrapped video with me, Matt, aka the FPL Affairs Magpie. And we've got a busy one this evening. We've got not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 teams to get through. So I'm really going to have to try and stick to the point. And joining me is FPL Affairs Weasel Paul, FPL Affairs Dove, Mohammed, and Bossman FPL Affairs Lion Lewis. How are we, gentlemen? Maybe give me a thumbs up or a middle-ish or a thumbs down.
Okay,
Right, fabulous. So as there's 4 of us, best get straight to the point and look at those teams.
Who's up first, Matthew?
Oh, well, I was actually deliberating. Do I go like alphabetical order via animal? Do I go with rank order? Do I be polite and do all of you 3 first and me last? So we'll just see what order we come up with.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, but you can probably guess anyway.
Okay.
Right, Lewis's cameras. There we are. Okay,
Is it
so
glitching a little bit?
yeah, what I
Okay.
felt was apt, as there was 4 of us, I decided to put our logos across the top when I was doing the thumbnails. Maybe thought that might look a little bit,
I like it.
hopefully not too busy. And I put up 2 players that will fit into our talking points when we go through our teams in Mo
Yeah.
Salah and João Pedro. So going first, Mohammed, talk us through your team.
I can definitely guess that I will go first. So start off with the goalkeeper, Donnarumma. A rare mistake that he done, patching the ball straight into Roberts, right?
Yeah, you okay?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Donnarumma make a big mistake, patching a ball into the
Yeah.
opponents, and not just that, he goes on and ramble about it to the ref and earn another yellow card for 2 points. Glad that he got some safe bonus, but it's all right. Gehi, the standout performance has been the best defense in Crystal Palace. Got me a bonus, 2 bonus points, and also DEFCON. Anderson, I'm so glad that he start this week. We're very close to sell him before Marco Silva said that he will start. Get me a clean sheet. Van der Ven, only 2 points.
Making up for last week.
Yes, yeah. I was betting that he will score a header or something, but shockingly, Spurs been doing the same corner routine from the start until finish, where Sanchez can easily catch the ball. And you can see heading after the final whistle, Van der Ven just stormed off into the tunnel. Doesn't want to speak to Thomas Frank at all.
Yeah.
It was shocking performance from Spurs. Kudus, only 1 point. Almost got a goal, but when he shoot his left foot, but Sanchez managed to pay it away. Eze, 3 points only. Reinders, I mean, I can't be shocked, right? It's Pep Rudy. So he's back. But Pep Guardiola stated that he was desperate to start Reinders this game week, but he is not fit. So he just come on in for only 1 point. Bruno Fernandes got an assist through a corner, which wasn't meant to be a corner in the first place. But, well, mates, I'll take the points then.
Yeah.
But the main highlight of my team is definitely the forward line. Gyökeres finally got a goal after 5 game weeks, and then went off in the first half for an injury. But I'm glad he got a goal first. But it will give me a headache to think about him for the next game week. The only transfer that I done this game week is I sold João Pedro for Mateta, and both of them got the same point, which is 9 points. But I am very fortunate that before this, the last 6 game week, João Pedro have 0 shot on target. But in that game against Spurs, he had 5 shot on target. Could have easily got a hat trick. So very unfortunate that he only got 1 goal. And of course, as usual, Haaland, 2 goals, almost got a hat trick. Only 2 blank this season. Give me a fantastic 36 point with captain bonus.
Remind
But
us,
of course,
was João Pedro to Mateta your only move last week?
what? My only transfer, yes.
Yeah. And were there any sort of benching headaches or decisions you had to go through?
Yes, of course. I mean, my team is not the best team to have for this game week. Obviously, you have Van de Ven, Kudus, and James fighting each other. So it was between Rhys James and Kudus. I was planning of starting Rhys James and Van de Ven for defense and hoping for the attacking output. But then at the last minute, I chose Kudus to start over James, which was a mistake because obviously, as you can see, Rhys James got 7 points. So I
I
think,
would
yeah.
I would have started James over Van de Ven. I think just because he has a lot more. James is on well, for a start, he's playing centre mid and he's on free kicks. I know it's a tight one, especially after Van de Ven last week. But I think if I had James, I think I would have to just play him every week. But you did the right decision to bench Semenyo anyway, because he didn't get
Yeah,
anything, did he?
I already talked about it in our podcast last game week that I don't think
Yeah.
Semenyo will return and he doesn't return. But I agree with you, Lewis. I think I should have started Rhys James ahead of
Mm,
Van der Ven. It just that
mm.
that 23-point performance just keep lingering on
Yeah,
my
in your
head.
head.
It's a mistake.
Brief,
Yeah.
briefly sort of sidestepping from your team, but also not, is you mentioned about considering James over Kudus. What are people's thoughts on, because obviously that would have meant you were playing 4-3-3. What are people's thoughts on playing 4 at the back or even 5 at the back, depending on personnel? Lewis?
Don't think my setup is again, like it's very much personnel dependent, but I've actually got all cheap defenders and then top heavy in midfield and attack. So it's actually going to be very rare that I will play more than 3 at the back. But again, I think if you have double or triple Arsenal at the back, which a lot of people are going for,
Mm.
and then like an Anderson or another cheap 4.5, then yeah, it's definitely viable, but not for my particular squad.
Mohammed, what about yours? Do you think you'll play 4 at the back some weeks?
I think it is an interesting approach because if you see after 10 game weeks, I mean, it's long enough to see for us to have a good data. And we can see the likes of Timber, Gabriel, Calafiori, Munoz, Gehi, Van de Ven, Senesi getting more points than the likes of Bowen, Goicores, João Pedro, Bruno Fernandes. And so I think starting 4 at the back is not a bad approach at all. And I can see me doing it because you are spending less money, only 5 to 6 million compared to 7, 8 million in midfield and forwards. But there is a possibility of getting more points. So I can see certain weeks, maybe I will start 4 at the back.
Yeah.
And Weasel, Paul, what are your thoughts on 4 or 5 at the back?
Yeah, I'm planning to switch to 4 or 5 at the back over the next few weeks.
What
Next, I think there's more routes to points for central defenders than over attackers.
have you got?
Obviously, a lot of them are popping up and getting goals now. You got the Defcons virtually guaranteed nearly every game, a clean sheet. I'm just fed up with having so many bench points from my defenders on my bench, and I don't want the dilemmas every week.
Yeah.
Well, Mohammed, let's see how your data, how your stats.
Yeah.
Up.
This game week I got 72 points. Just honestly, I was expecting a red arrow. It's not the best team for this game week, but of course you can't have a perfect team for every game week, right? It's a marathon. It's not about one game week. But
Yeah.
I'm glad that it's not a big red arrow, just a small one. As you can see, I'm still in the top 200k. So from 153,000 to drop to only 185,000. So I think I'm happy about it. I'll take it, and I will plan for the next game week for sure to get those green arrow.
Fingers
It's a
crossed.
high safety score, isn't it, this week?
Yeah,
76. That's
Definitely. I
yeah.
think because of the Haaland performance, and I
yeah.
still hoping my target. Do you all remember my target?
Gabriel? Oh,
Uh,
no, as in like
ranking.
rank target.
Yes.
Top 100k, top 10k.
Yes. 100K in game week 13, hopefully, inshallah.
Okay,
Mhm.
that's the plan. Okay,
That's
Fingers
the plan.
crossed. Right, Lewis, we
You
move on
can
to
do
yours.
this.
okay,
Talk us through.
yeah. So this was week 3 of the wildcard project, and it went really well again. Choosing to go Haaland and Salah at the moment is paying off. Obviously, it gives you less money everywhere else, hence why I don't have Gabriel. But um, having Rice all season, he just keeps returning week after week. Um, he's been brilliant. But yeah, so Raya in goal for his 4th clean sheet in a row, I think, with his standard 6 points. Mukiele didn't get anything tonight, but he's only 4 million. I don't expect much from him. Van de Ven, I did have to play him this week because I didn't think Rodon would get a clean sheet. I didn't think Esteve would get a clean sheet. So I was happy to play him, but he only got 2 points. Anderson, as Mohammed said, when we found out that Anderson was fit and available, that was good news for all of us owners because Wolves at home is the fixture that you're looking for. They also got quite an early red card, so that settled any nerves in terms of Fulham conceding. So pleased that he actually got some points.
That being
Salah with a
Joaquin
10.
Anderson at the back.
Yes, yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah,
Fulham.
and then Salah with a nice 10 pointer because I don't know his actual ownership. I'm sure Paul will know, but in terms of active managers, I think he still must be very low ownership. So when he scored, it was an easy goal that he was given, but you take them, and yeah, I think Salah is a good pick again now. I know he had a rough start, but he's gonna get chances. They're due a few penalties. He's not going anywhere in my team, but yeah, 10 points for Salah. Probably my biggest um, bonus of the weekend was Paqueta because his goal wiped out the Newcastle clean sheet for a lot of my opponents. So
Mm.
when West Ham went 1-0 down early, I was thinking, oh, here we go, it's going to be another crap performance, probably goals for Gordon, Voltemade, da da da. But West Ham played really well that first half.
Yeah,
They actually had 2 or 3 good chances. They had a penalty overturned, so it wasn't like a lucky result really for West Ham. They actually deserved to win the game. Paqueta scored a great goal. He was very busy, so I was pleased to see. Did you watch the game, Matt?
yeah.
Yeah,
Painful.
and
Painful. That's
yeah,
that
A
without
funny
going on
story,
about it,
actually.
that's our worst performance this season by a country mile.
yeah,
Absolutely country mile.
Yeah,
Diabolical. And the second half, fair enough to Howe for being bold and making 3 half-time decisions, but it was really difficult to tell what
yeah,
sort of structure, what formation we were playing because it seemed like loads of players were playing out of position.
yeah,
Really, yeah, really disappointed and really rough with that. So
yeah.
we shall see how that goes moving
It
forward
didn't
anyway.
work,
Me
did it?
moaning about that's eating into your team time.
No, that's fine. No, that's fine. We can go through little, micro
Before,
points as we go through. But
just before you
yeah,
move on to your front line, what as said, you brought Salah in on your wild card. What are your thoughts on, especially with Liverpool's fixtures change in game week 12? Um,
yeah.
what are your thoughts on the, well, obviously you brought Salah in, but
Yeah. When you
guys,
say
the others, are you considering Salah or other Liverpool assets?
when you say they turn in 12, they turn good, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, Liverpool's
Yeah,
fixtures
yeah.
turned
So
really
see that
nice
was
for quite a long period in game week 12.
yeah, exactly. So when I did the wild card, I saw that like they had a few tricky fixtures and then it would come on to the better fixtures, but I thought I wanted to go early on Salah and just get him in.
Mm,
Um Obviously he's going to be going to AFCON in game week 16. So for me, it was just get him in now, keep him all the way till AFCON. Obviously, when I did my wild card, the first 2 positions I picked were Haaland Salah, kept Rice because I already had him. kept Van der Ven because I already had them both at their starting prices, and then just filled in the rest with cheap but useful players. And yeah, Salah was planned to be held all the way until 16. And also, as you correctly mentioned, when their fixtures turn in 12, I will bring in an additional Liverpool player, um, possibly Szoboszlai, but I'm not 100% sure yet, but maybe
Um,
Szoboszlai. Um,
Paul, Paul, what's your thoughts on Liverpool assets? Are you looking at rejigging to get Salah in or alternative Liverpool?
Obviously, I've got Van Dijk, Virgil already, but
yeah,
Any
with my
others?
budget, maybe Gravenberg. That's obviously popping up with quite a few goals at the moment, and getting DEFCONs.
Mm.
I saw you say earlier, Paul, that you think that Salah and Haaland draft might be the way to go. Now, is that right?
Yeah, I
Or
think it definitely is.
is
And
that something you're
that's
gonna is that something you're gonna look to do, or would it require too much sort of surgery and hits to do that?
yeah. Unfortunately, I can't do it because I've wild carded. So unless I
Yeah,
take some several hits, now I
Mm.
can't get
yeah,
to it. And then if
yeah,
I obviously it's too late to do it, we get the five free transfers in week 15 or 16,
yeah.
whatever it is.
Mm.
Okay,
Mohammed,
so yeah, go on.
what about you, Mohammed, and Liverpool assets?
I think as a Liverpool supporters, I think having both Salah and Haaland is just too much fun to use. It just use too much fun, and obviously you want Haaland for his great form.
Mm.
Salah, I mean, he still need to do more. Uh, if you want to talk about Liverpool defense, I'm still not sure about it. We haven't been solid at the back. I mean, we were quite fortunate to get a clean sheet against the Villa. Obviously, Rogers hit the
Hit the
post
post.
and Mohamed Ishmael
Mm.
have some good save. So I still need to see our team performance. But other than that, if you want to have Liverpool asset, I will recommend Soboslai or Gakpo. Soboslai has definitely has been the best performing players in our team. Gakpo
Yeah.
for attacking output and also only 7.6 million. But I think if you really want to go for Virgil, he can score goal. He can got DEFCON. So yeah, why not?
What are your thoughts on Gravenberch quickly, as Paul mentioned him? Because
I
he's
think Gravenberch,
5.6.
I mean, Gravenberch at only 5.6 million is only 4% ownership. So massive differential. And sometimes he can go forwards. I mean, Arnold Scott has already told us that he gave Gravenberch more freedom to move forward. So he
Mm.
can get attacking output. So I think he is a nice 5.6 million option. But at the same price, you can also get Caicedo, which I think is a better option than him.
He's last night he went up to 6.0.
Did
Caicedo.
he?
Yeah.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're good points. I think, as Paul and Mohammed have said, like if you can't afford Salah or if you think he's too much, then your best bet is to just try and cover him with either Gak. I would, if I was in their position, I would get Gakpo and probably double him up with Szoboszlai or Gravenberch and just hope that those
mm,
points are going to be shared a little bit. And another point, which is going to be important actually, when Salah goes to AFCON in 16, possibly earlier if they
That's
have
a good
like
point.
friendlies or whatever. Yeah, then all of a sudden you have a right wing position that's going to be, is that going to be Frimpong? Is that going to be Ekitike? So there's going to be a good opportunity to bring in a cheap Liverpool attacker for the games that Salah is away for AFCON. But yeah, that's still a little while away.
anyway,
Um,
we kind of sidestep. Do you want to finish off your team
yeah, yeah,
front
yeah,
line left, I think.
yeah. The very popular front line that you'll see this week: Mateta, Gyökeres, Haaland captain.
It's
Um,
me also.
yeah, same. Yeah, I think the only difference you'll see is the odd Walter who obviously blanks. But then aside from that, Welbeck, who did return, you might see the odd Thiago. But yeah, it was nice to see Gyökeres get a goal. And actually, if you owned him, you were quite unlucky because he would have stayed on and probably scored another goal in that second half, or at least got an assist. So you take the 7 points. But yeah, a little bit unlucky that he came off. My bench decisions were all okay. So King, Rodon, Esteve, happy to bench all of those, and that was fine. So yeah, total points 93. So a very good green arrow, three back to back in a row. Old overall rank was 843. That now puts me up to 377. So yeah, very happy with that.
Nice. And I remember in
Yeah,
the t team selections when you were flagging a little bit, like
yeah.
you were debating about your transfers, and then you said later on you made it like 11:57 or something like that, but you refused to say what they were.
Yes. So when we were talking on that stream, Matt, do you remember when I suddenly went, "Oh yeah, I've made my decision,"
Yeah.
because it was something also that you said, which is kind of what I would do anyway. Because I was torn between either bringing in Mateta and a cheap mid, or bringing in a cheap forward and
Mm,
Sarr. So because I couldn't afford both. But when we were talking, and you were saying about how like Sarr's a good option for someone who's not on set pieces, and I just suddenly thought, yeah, like I'm going for people that are on set pieces. I'm going for penalty takers. I'm going for and Sarr's great. And if I had the money, I would have got Sarr and Mateta, but it just swayed it for me just to have that penalty taker as a bit of an insurance. So yeah, I went for Mateta and Elliot Anderson in for João Pedro and Doku. So I think Doku only got 2 points. So yeah, I was up a little bit on that, and I'm very
What
pleased
was
I went with Mateta instead of Sarr.
what was your reasoning behind Elliot?
Strange one. I just like him as a player. I think he's going to hit Defcon like for a cheap. Again, I'm now going down that strategy of guys that are going to play 90 minutes week in, week out. No more Doku, no more Reinders, no more, even some of the Arsenal guys like Eze.
Mm,
I like Eze, but his minutes aren't confirmed. So you look at that midfield four, Salah, Paqueta, Anderson, Rice, they're guys that are just going to play 90 minutes week in, week out. So
mm.
yeah, Anderson and under Dyche as well. I think Anderson will be I think he'll tick over nicely for 5.2 or whatever he costs.
Yeah. 5.3, I think. Anyway,
Yeah,
good job for yours. Monitoring the
cool.
time. We best move on to yours, Weasel, next. Read us through it.
Okay, I went for Roofs and goal. He got 2 points because I thought that there was more likely to keep clean sheet over Sanchez against Chelsea.
Yeah,
Against Spurs, sorry. Obviously, that didn't pay off. But my back three with Virgil finally got clean sheet with 5 points. Obviously, I picked him for the long term from week 12 with the fixture change. And I wasn't really expecting much from him these last few weeks. It's nice that he got a return for me. Gabriel is a legend again, got 12 points. And he's a
That's
must have, I think. I went for Rodon because I thought he was more likely to keep a clean sheet, but he did his usual. Every time I start him, he gets a point. Every time I bench him, he stalls. That's why I was saying I'd wanted to go for a back five and that
you
stop
had
having these
Jacket. You
bench
had
and
Jacket
dilemmas.
tonight though, mate.
So right,
Nice. You had Jacket
um,
tonight though. Nice.
yeah, true. He's rescued my week. So
Yeah,
yeah, going on to my midfield four, I've got Chaco, who's got 10 points. He's an absolute legend.
yeah.
Semenyo was totally not in the game, only got 2 points. Sar's disappointing again, only got 3 points, and it's not really done much since I got him. And Saka again only got 3 points. It's another disappointment.
Gonna,
Um,
but sorry, before you move on to your front line, since the main things I wanted to kind of ask about yours really, two of your midfields. One, Xhaka, is he shouting out when looking at budget midfielders as if he's sort of the one or one of the best sub 5.5 mil? So like if you're getting rid of not Sabozlai, if you're getting rid of Reinders and looking for cheaper, is Xhaka a valid one to keep looking at? Paul, what are your thoughts as he's your player?
yeah, definitely. See, since we get Defcons quite a lot, he's on set pieces. As he's playing 90 minutes. As he's even cheaper, he's at 5 million, isn't he? So you can thing bank 500,000 by getting him.
Mohammed,
And
what are your thoughts on Xhaka?
I think Chaka is a very cheap one to have, only 5.1 million. So if you didn't have the budget to go for the lights, like I think Elliot Anderson is a good pick, Caicedo, Gravenberg. But if your budget are restricted, Shaka is a good option. You know he will got the chance to get DEFCON, and also sometimes he could get a decade return like today.
Lewis?
Yeah. I think he's a really good pick. He's on set pieces. He's got an eye for goal, which we all already know, and he definitely will hit a lot of defcons. The only thing I would say about Xhaka is I think you might have missed the boat a little bit with him because they now have a rough set of fixtures. So I think Xhaka was a good player to have up until now. But I think over the next 5 to 6 weeks, I think there's probably better options at his price point.
They will face Arsenal, Liverpool, and City in the next five.
Exactly, yeah. So yeah, he's been a good pick, and up until now, he's probably been the best around that 5 million.
Mm.
There's a few that Mohammed mentioned, but yeah, he's been a really good pick because he's always had a good left foot, good cross, good. He could have had more points tonight as well, couldn't he, Paul? I don't know if you watched it, but he was very close to a couple more assists and another shot that nearly scored. So yeah, he's
Two
been a
of
great pick, but I would go elsewhere in terms of right now.
Paul, did you make any transfers going into this game week?
No, I rolled because I was on holiday and had limited internet access and phone signal.
Um,
So I was quite happy with my team.
what's
So
what's your front line, starting with your beloved?
obviously they got the brilliant Bowen, who's extremely unlucky to hit the
He got
post. I think he should have
robbed
had
of
a
an
penalty.
assist. Yeah,
Yeah, that's it. He only got 2 points for me. Walter Mardy obviously got subbed at half time. Huge disappointment. And that obviously I think I missed the boat with him. That I got him too late. And Haaland comes to the rescue, captain, which we all did, with 26 points.
Yeah,
Uh,
and I'm
And
Paul,
do not,
I'm
Paul,
thinking.
I see your
Sorry,
vice
Mohammed.
captain Walter Madi.
Pardon?
what was that, Mohammed?
I see, I see your vice captain Walter Madi, right? How close did it ever come into your mind that you want to captain him?
Sell Bowen.
no,
Can't,
he's
I
saying.
know.
He said, "Did you consider captaining Voltemade instead of Haaland because you've got him as vice captain?"
nah, it was too much of a
No.
risk.
Yeah, Paul doesn't play like that. Paul's a safe manager.
Mm.
Yeah,
And
He do
And
start with
normally I
the
don't
Haaland
have
and Salah on
Haaland,
the
do I?
captain.
I'm
So normally I do rotate my captaincy around. If I didn't have Haaland, I probably would have captained him. So I
yeah,
yeah,
normally play no Haaland, no Salah.
yeah.
yeah,
That's I think captaincy on Haaland's something to cover a different day. I'm a bit
yeah,
conscious of the time, and
yeah.
so no time to cover your bench, Paul. But I think
Yeah, there's nothing to see on my bench.
I think the points covered it quite well.
Yeah, I got all my benching decisions right this week.
Oh, very
Um,
close.
how did that all affect your rank?
So I got 67 points this week. My safety score was 69 points. So I've got a small red arrow. So my old rank was 4.7 million, and now I'm down to 4.8 million.
Yeah,
So my
Not
game
much of
week
a
rank
move.
is 6.3 million.
and a
It,
small 25 points on the bench.
yeah, we're not mentioning that.
I need to
Right.
see.
In which case we best move quickly onto mine. Right. So I'll read mine out. Pope in goal with 3 points. Two of those being save points because he made 7 saves.
Yeah,
Wow.
Which means from that respect, the upside potentially when he keeps a clean sheet um, is big. But so certainly when we're at home and we're better, even if he's making saves, if he keeps a clean sheet at home, then he's got a chance of getting the bonus for that. Back three, I've got stand confident Arsenal double up in Gabriel and Timber, 12 and 6 points respectively. My third defender, I went with Tarkovsky, which was not quite the right one to go with. 2 points from him, and he was too shy of um, DEFCON achievement. Although what I thought was bonkers, at half time he'd made one defensive contribution, and Keane, his centre back partner, had reached the threshold of 10 already, and
I saw that.
1 million cheaper, and I think Keane finished
Madness.
on 17. So that's
Yeah,
one potential route I'm looking at this week of saving 1 million.
yeah.
Um, in midfield, Saka's clean sheet and missing two sitters, which would have been two assists for Gyökeres.
Yes.
And Di's goal this evening, 9 points, just managed to get past the hour mark before hobbling off. But he did get 2 bonus points.
That's still a
Um,
good night for you, Matt, because if he hadn't have scored and Sunderland kept a clean sheet, that would have been quite a big swing against
mm,
you. So yeah, you've had a good
and
night in the end, I
I
think.
was and it was I was only one goal away from a great night because I remember the three of us we spoke about the get this fixture last week and we thought it's probably a low scoring game, maybe 0-0, 1-0 either way, or 1-1.
Yeah,
And I was
yeah,
hoping for a 1-0 Everton win with an
yeah,
NDI goal. So then I'd get the clean sheet for Tarkowski. So I was only
yeah,
Xhaka's
yeah,
goal. So I hate Xhaka even more now, not the fact that he's
yeah,
Sunderland and that he was a thug when he was at Arsenal when we
yeah.
played you, but that's going off the point. Um, I think in a way, as well as that, the main swing for me this week was Chelsea Spurs because I had Caicedo winning the ball and getting the assist for João Pedro. And my problem last week was I could not decide how to use. I had zero in the bank, one free transfer, and I could not decide which way to go with Tarkovsky to raise money and transfer Reinders out, for example, taking a hit, or whether to bring in João Pedro to raise funds to upgrade either him or San. I was very much, and then it got to the deadline, and I had just not been able to decide. So I rolled, and in the end, rolling that free transfer has worked out. Even though
Yeah,
probably the move I was closest to was Richards in for Tarkovsky, and um, Welbeck
Matata.
for João Pedro,
Oh,
and that would have been a -4. 12 points -4 is 8, and I got 11. So I'm three
yeah.
points better off with two free transfers in the bank as opposed to one.
If
So
you pay off,
yeah,
Yeah,
no,
patience paid off, and you did well to start Caicedo over Reinders because I
yeah,
think that could have been quite a close call.
that for me it wasn't
No,
necessarily because I was just looking at the fixture and thinking that's DEFCON banker for Caicedo.
yeah,
And that was the main reason I put him over Reinders.
yeah, nice.
Semenyo 2 points, then my front line, João Pedro's 9, Haaland's captaincy 26, and Voltemada's solitary point. And my bench, Dubravka 2, Reinders 1, Senesi 3, Goodmanson 1. So another poor show on the bench, but just kind of what was reassuring was that the benching decisions, um, other than Senesi over Tarkovsky, which was only 1 point, I made the right decisions for those.
I would have been tempted if I had your team. I would have actually been tempted to play Reinders over Caicedo. I know you didn't, but I think at home, and I expected him to start. To be fair, people that had him, they were quite unlucky because I think he would have started if he didn't have that injury that nobody knew about. Um, but I think moving forwards, he's probably a sell.
Mm, yeah, Reinders is definitely on my um, considerations for this week. So how
Yeah,
that all totaled up and affected my rank, it gave me 83
nice.
points, 12 points above my safety score of 71, 7 on the bench, and my total points at the moment is 574. And my rank wise, I went from just under 3.4 million to 2.65, which is a change of 21.74% and a game week rank of 1.1 million. So that's where I'm at and where I'm really looking at in consideration for next week with two free transfers is Tarkovsky, Reinders, and Ndiaye only really because he hobbled off. So I'll definitely be waiting for press conferences on Friday to see which way and where I'm going to go. Tarkovsky at the moment is sort of looking possibly Richards, possibly Gahey, or possibly Munoz because I might actually drop down to Anderson or Xhaka from Reinders, um, and then upgrade Tarkovsky slightly um, to Munoz. The alternative is Reinders to Gakpo, not Gakpo, Gravenberch or something, and Tarkovsky down to, as I said, Gay or um, Richards.
You're not considering Kane then?
Possibly,
They don't have
possibly.
great fixtures either, but yeah, he is a good cheap option, and he will hit Defcons quite a bit, I think.
yeah.
Actually, thinking two thoughts I've had about my team going forward. Firstly, is João Pedro because obviously ridiculous number of people sold him going into this week. And he's got Wolves and Burnley up next. To those people that still have him, oh, I've just noticed we've lost Lewis. Hopefully he'll manage to find his way back to us. But if not, we got a lot of constructive stuff from him. Anyway, João Pedro, with the fixtures he's got, certainly the next couple, is he worth spending a transfer on to bring him back in? Do you think? Mohammed first.
No, Pedro?
Yeah,
Oh, I think after watching his performance against Tottenham, and they got, I think, Wolves, Burnley, and Leeds in their next four. So if you still have João Pedro, I would definitely keep him for that great run of fixture. We know he is the main points, focal points in Chelsea attack. He will get return. But if you didn't have him, will you want to buy him back? Possibly. I think it's not a bad decision at all to bring him back because of the run of fixture.
past those sort of three out of four, really, isn't it?
Yeah, 3 out of 4. They got Arsenal in there, but
Yeah.
after that four fixture, they also got Bournemouth. So you could see that four great fixture in
Mm.
5.
Paul, what are your thoughts on João Pedro? Any
Yeah, he's
chance of
definitely up there.
exchanging any chance of exchanging your beloved Jarrod Bowen to João Pedro
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
will do that.
spoiler
Definitely.
alert, Bowen's gone in my team. Had to early transfer this morning.
already?
Oh,
To catch the price changes that you have to
ah,
wait
I'm
to
trying to.
see to the next episode
How
as
many?
to
oh,
whether I
okay.
went to Pedro
How
or to another striker.
Surprise.
did you have two free transfers? Because you said you rolled last week, didn't
Yeah,
you?
I had 2 free transfers.
Right. So I'm guessing, rejigging of budget, and you said to catch a price rise. Now there were six last night. Um, if if you're implying about Bowen, I'm wondering whether you've done a Bowen to Mateta switch. Um,
Correct. I did give it away a bit.
no, it's my
It's a
pure geniusness and being able to read your mind.
Yeah, you know me so well
surprise.
after all
Mm.
these podcasts we've done together.
Okay, and the one more talking point, which is unfortunate we lost Lewis for this because I wanted his Arsenal opinion on it, and also because he's got Declan Rice and I've got Saka. I can't remember. Have either of you got Saka or alternative Arsenal mid?
Well,
I got Saka.
I got AZ.
What are your thought? What are your thoughts then on? Because it's interesting how two of us have got Saka. Mohammed, you've got
AZ
Eze,
and
and
Forest.
Lewis has got Rice, and Rice is on set pieces, play corners, free kicks, playing more as a number 8 with Zubimendi there rather than a 6. So he's getting a lot of routes to points, and well 21 defcons against Burnley
Yeah,
as well. Is
absolutely.
he worth a switch from Saka? 3.2 million pound saving. Let's go Weasel first for this one. What do you think? A consideration as you've got Saka?
And possibly, obviously, with Europe, I think there's going to be a lot of rotation. We saw it earlier in the season that Rice got benched for a Premier League game. So I think Saka's probably got the most secure minutes, hasn't he? But
Mm,
he's not justifying his 10 million price tag at the moment.
mm. Yeah, I
But
think he's
yeah,
up to 10.1, I think.
oh wow. So yeah, I got him at
Mm.
9.8 when I did my wild card.
Mohammed, what about you? Thoughts on Saka to Rice or Saka to Eze, like you?
I think the best option in Aston midfield is right now is Declan Rice. I mean, for only 6.8 million, you could have DEFCON potential. He is on set piece. He could score. He could give you returns. I think for 6.8 million and Arsenal midfielder who is on set piece, that is a very bargain price.
Mm,
So I think it's a smart option to change Saka to Rice. You save a lot of money
mm. I
and
think
still
it's
have good attacking output.
I think you've also got to find margins really because Saka had those two big chances from Gyökeres, and had Saka put one or even both of those away, this wouldn't
I
wouldn't
mean,
even be a conversation, would it?
I mean,
True.
that is what you paid him for. You paid him like £10 million. Of course, he will be more attacking, but does that justify him spending 3 million more? Well, I don't think so.
Depend. I'm also wondering, actually, you think we've mentioned Salah already, and with Saka at 10, it's sort of a bit of a price holder if you're going to jump up, if you're going to jump onto the Salah boat. The most logical thing is from the Saka price point rather than him going down a little bit or 3 million down and then spreading funds all over the place. Then it's a major sticking point. But
Yeah, I
anyway,
thought that after what I said earlier, and that is my easiest way to get Salah to sell Saka,
mm,
and then downgrades one of my strikers down to Cooper Jr. It's the easiest way to get him.
mm. And actually, that's a good mention, Creepy Jr.,
Yeah, I
because
agree with you.
um, Semenyo's points and attacking threat have dried up the last few weeks, and it's sort of coincided with Creepy Jr. coming into the team, and with Evan Nilsson fit again. What interests me is whether by playing more with Evan Nilsson, he'll get back to how he started the season. Like, as in, Creepy Jr. is a bit more selfish than Evan Nilsson, and Evan Nilsson prefers to bring his teammates into it.
Yeah, hopefully he will.
Yeah, hopefully, I guess. Because, I mean, if you see the stats, Semenyo stat for the last 3 game weeks where Group A Junior start, it has been very bad. I think that could be one of the factors. Hopefully, with Evanescence return, Semenyo will get his attacking output back.
And they have had a couple of tricky fixtures in there as well, and their fixtures turn in the next couple of weeks. They get quite, or even from next week, but they get Bournemouth have got some good fixtures coming up. Anyway, that wraps up our teams. Alrighty, so how you can get in touch? Gmail, lowercase, no characters. That was the word I was thinking. Lowercase fplaffairs@gmail.com. I almost said gmail.com. That's not right. Gmail.com. On
Gmail.com.
X, you can find us handle FPL Affairs with a capital A for affairs, the rest of it lowercase. Facebook group, you'll find in our YouTube channel channel description a link to that Facebook group, or just search FPL Affairs in the group search on Facebook. YouTube channel, don't forget the @ symbol when searching at FPL Affairs, and Spotify, the link if it is working. And if for some bonkers reason you haven't joined our leagues, the codes are in the, which way am I pointing? Yeah, down
Yeah,
that
down
way.
there, yes. Yeah,
Down
yeah,
that way.
down
Okay.
that way.
Our classic league and our challenge league. But anyway, thank you, gentlemen, for joining me, and thank you to the absent Lewis, who we unfortunately lost. But he gave, as always, his valid insights and useful contributions. And thank you to you two, gentlemen, for joining me. It's been, I think it's been very good, constructive. I thought it was going to be too hectic with four of us, but we
Yeah,
got through it nicely, actually, quite organized, I
yeah,
think, more than
very,
others.
very nice.
Yeah. Any
Here's to
final?
many more in the future.
Mm. So I think all really that's left to say from me is please tick that like if you enjoyed this video, found it useful, and subscribe to our channel for all of our content. And if you hit the bell, you should be notified each time we release something new. So yeah,
Please follow us.
yeah, follow us. So thanks again, gents. And all that's left to say from me is keep your FPL affairs under wraps until the next deadline. And that's goodbye from me and others. Bye bye.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Brilliant stuff.